The verse of the day is Philippians 1:27, and it says, "Above all, you must live as citizens of heaven, conducting yourselves in a manner worthy of the good news about Christ. Then whether I come and see you again or only hear about you, I will know that you are standing together with one spirit and one purpose, fighting together for the faith which is the good news." My first instinct was to look up what is a citizen. So I Googled, define a citizen of the United States, because that's where I live. A U.S. citizen is an individual who is granted full legal rights and responsibilities as a member of the United States, typically through birth or naturalization. So it's someone who is granted rights through birth and responsibilities. And it's basically the U.S. protecting those rights, granting those rights. And when it comes to being a citizen of heaven, it's the same thing. You're granted rights. You now live by these rights and these rules. As a citizen of your country, you are held by a standard, a responsibility to follow certain rules and regulations. When you are a citizen of heaven, you have that same standard, not the same standard as your country, but the standard that God has for us. You become a citizen of heaven the moment you accept Jesus into your heart and you want to follow him, because you now have his spirit, the spirit of heaven living in your heart. I love how God says that when you accept me, you are now adopted into my family, because his spirit actually grants you that heavenly citizenship, because his spirit has power over the things that kept you separate from him before. I love how in this definition it says, normally you're a citizen if you're born into this country. When you accept Jesus into your heart, you are now adopted into God's family. So if we have legal rights and responsibilities as citizens of heaven, what does that mean? Our legal rights are the fruit of the Spirit. Our rights are freedom over sin. Our rights are right standing with God, is personal relationship with God, is freedom in our soul, is becoming a vessel for God to love us through. Our rights are peace that doesn't make sense. Our rights is the fact that the joy of the Lord is our strength. Our right is Psalm 23:4. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil because he is with us. Our right is blessed are those who are poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Our right is Psalm 73:26. My flesh and my heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. Our right is Romans 8:28. And we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good for those who are called according to his purpose. If you're a citizen of heaven, you're called according to his purpose. What's his purpose? His purpose is for us to become vessels of his love. All of our purpose is to be loved into love, to allow God's unconditional love to love us unconditionally, and then to give that same love to everyone in our vicinity. Our right is Galatians 6:9. And let us not grow weary in doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up. We could go on and on. There are tons of reminders of what our rights are in this whole book. This whole book is filled with our rights as citizens of heaven. The Bible is our manuscript for how to stay in alignment with our rights and our responsibilities as citizens of heaven. It makes me think of a child when they're growing up and they're learning more and more freedom. When we turn 15 or 16 and we can finally drive, and a new right is our ability to drive, because the law says you can't drive until this age and you have to do this, this, and this in order to get your license. That's a new right. When you get new rights, you get new responsibility, because when you learn how to drive, you now have a responsibility in that car. You now have to follow certain rules and pay attention, and it's a higher responsibility than before you started to drive. When it comes to uncovering the rights we have as citizens of heaven and living as citizens of heaven, it's a journey of learning what that is, what that looks like, what that feels like. And that's why this is a relationship, because Jesus reveals more and more. He reveals your rights when you're ready to hear them. He doesn't reveal everything all at once, because he knows that learning new things comes with responsibility. When you're ready for the new thing, when you're ready to drive that new car or do that new thing, it comes with more responsibility. God has been so patient with me in my walk with him, and has revealed new revelations in my life of, oh, this is why you're suffering or experiencing pain here, and it has opened my eyes to, okay, now I see clearly. I need to create a better boundary so that I don't allow that into my life. And that's my responsibility now. He gives new revelation. You create a boundary, a game plan that aligns with this revelation so that you can then have a responsibility of walking out the freedom connected to it. It says, you must live as citizens of heaven, conducting yourselves in a manner worthy of the good news about Christ. Our relationship with Jesus is a journey of learning how to conduct ourselves in this walk. We won't know everything all at once. We never will. We're always going to be learning until the day we die. But it is our responsibility in this choice that we're making, in this new relationship that we have, in this new life, to conduct ourselves in a manner worthy of the good news. Because if we don't, then we're discrediting the price that Jesus paid for our rights. And if we don't, then our rights get taken from us. And it's not to say that God is a mean person, but it's just spiritual law. When we don't follow the rules, there's consequences. When we don't follow the boundaries that God gives us, which are only there for protection, think about the laws we have to follow in our world. When it comes to driving, stop signs are there to protect us. The light system, the red lights are there to have us stop because there's oncoming traffic. It's there to protect us. And God has all of these rules in place because he doesn't want us to crash into something that could hurt us or bring pain to us. I think if we remember the fact that heaven is a place with no pain, with no suffering, it makes this a really great thing. So we are citizens of that place where there's no pain and no suffering. So our right, when we're experiencing torment and pain and suffering and addiction and anything in our soul that's suffering, we get to remind ourselves that we're citizens of heaven and call on the one who has power over all of it. So our right is freedom in our soul. Our right is getting to break off addiction. Our right is getting to pray without ceasing, because it's our prayer that keeps the peace instilled in our heart. It's the prayer that keeps us in constant conversation with the one who has power over all of it. When I remember I'm a citizen of heaven, I don't know about you, but it rises this thing up in me that makes me feel like there is nothing God can't do in my life, because I'm a citizen of the kingdom of heaven, which means I'm a citizen of the place where the king there, nothing's impossible for him. So if I'm struggling with something or I need something, nothing's impossible for him. So I get to partner with him. Something about being in relationship with Jesus and being a citizen of heaven is you have his spirit in your heart, right? The spirit of Jesus. And Jesus wants everyone to be saved. Jesus wants to love on everyone. And if you have that heart now living in your heart, it becomes a desire to represent him in a way that helps bring everyone into this family, that helps love people well and make them curious about you, that what is it about you that's different? Because it's the spirit of Jesus tugging at every heart because he wants to reach them too. It says we're standing together with one spirit and one purpose, fighting together for the faith, which is the good news. We all have the same spirit, the same purpose to expand his kingdom so that everyone can become a citizen of heaven. Okay?